What's going on, Reject Nation? I'm Greg.
I'm John.
Oh, you usually introduce me. I'm Olivia.
Woman, Olivia.
I'm Woman.
We are going to watch today The Boys, Season 2, Episode 4. Make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can get notified when our reaction for the next Boys episode is up here on YouTube. As a friendly reminder, this is going to qualify as reaction highlights. We can't show the whole show, obviously. Full-length reaction watch-alongs will be over at our Patreon page where you can sync up with the time code. Thank you guys so much to everyone who has already joined our Patreon page and everyone who's joined our Patreon page because they wanted to watch along with The Boys. Over there, we cover so many television shows that have the option for watch along or reaction highlights included. I'm showing all these images on screen because I just don't want to list them off for you right now, but oh my god, such an overabundance of shows. I think I've talked enough now to allow all the images to show on screen. And last but not least, Eric over at Nerd Chronic, thank you so much for editing this for us. He's editing our highlights and watch along. He's a main editor for Movie Trivia Schmodown. He's edited for a bunch of other reactors. He edited this we won't talk about that.
Edited.
What?
This is all CGI.
Roll the intro!
Witnesses who caught a glimpse of the killer described him as dead-eyed and unemotional as he rampaged.
They did blame it on him.
Yup.
Whoa, no.
I didn't mean to.
I think you did.
Frenchie.
See, I was a little confused if they already were or were not doing stuff.
I know, I thought they already
But
were, but okay.
I guess they're not.
I have been shouting up and down the hall. You know what they're doing to stop another attack? Jack.
Oh.
What?
No, this is a flashback.
Or a dream sequence?
Something.
I was beginning to worry.
No,
She's got milk!
She got them milky boobies out too. Yeah,
Could you imagine reading
Daddy
the script
some
for
milk.
this?
Ugh.
We want you to make a cameo, and we got the best cameo in mind for you.
I found Becca. Or at least our best guess where she is. Bought facility, armed to the teeth.
We had a deal. That didn't come through.
Jesus, Butcher, I'm just giving it to you.
Aw.
I hope you stay alive, old lady.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I say anything?
I'll tell you one thing. You wouldn't put up with this shit.
See?
Yeah.
One little raise of the eyebrow and you would have knocked them all back in line. God, I miss that about you.
I wish I didn't incinerate your face.
Yeah.
Change back! Change back!
Oh!
Stay for so long before it really hurts! Change the fuck back now, doppelganger!
I love you. I love you. You're the most powerful man in the whole wide world.
So twisted, dude.
Doppelganger was shoving his fingers in Homelander's mouth. Uh-oh.
Oh. I don't know who I'm more scared who shows up, Homelander or Stormfront.
I know.
I'm like, who's scarier to me right now?
No more lies.
I'm not with him. But if you want to kill me, because I'm not a murderer and I won't straight up execute someone, then go ahead. Am I lying?
You're not lying.
Man, Homelander.
Almond joys.
Like more. Hi. Would you like an almond?
I would like
He's collecting trees.
I would like a Fresca.
Butcher.
Do you mean William Butcher? Just run a facial recognition search. You can join me.
She can't come with us, Huey. She's chipped.
So I have a second cousin who lives around there. I could tell Vought that I'm going to visit.
No. Even her standing here is dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe he's right.
I mean, if they find out you're in North Carolina and she's there, they can put the connection together, you know? Like,
She needs this. You mean you need this?
Ding, ding, ding.
Shockwave is just here to talk about Vought for Tots. I swear to God.
What the fuck is Vought for
Fitness outreach for toddlers. Apparently they're getting obese.
Well, shit, I fucking love fat kids.
Tell him yet?
I fucking love bad kids.
I thought we were gonna have a strategy meeting.
Hey, Train, you're out.
Oh!
Out of 7. You did great, but we're going in a different direction.
oh, he's gonna start helping Huey and Starlight.
I do want you to know, though, this was really hard for me. Okay? It's nothing personal. We'll always be friends.
Oh.
Etc.
Oh
Boy.
Hey, this ain't no little Vegas road trip, okay? Y'all ain't on no date either.
This is a mission.
He called him out.
Baskin Robbins.
I know.
He's identifying.
Every Sunday after church.
This place had 31 flavors, and that man would taste each.
Sounds like my dad.
My ass was so embarrassed.
I shot him in the head.
Sitting there wishing the floor would just open up and just swallow me whole.
That's gonna happen sometime.
Of course, now I give a year off my life just to be able to see that man going through spoon after spoon just one last time.
Dude, great monologue.
When did he?
16 years ago.
Get over it.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Bitch. We're on a mission here.
You just carry these around with you?
Shit.
No.
No helping people. You can right now. Yeah, I agree.
Calm down.
That's an interesting conflict. That's how I feel for shows. I just state my feelings out loud.
Look at you. Look you. What'd you say?
I said if he hurt you, I would kill myself in front of Ryan. And my last words would be, your father did this to me.
Move the fence the same way that I come in.
Ryan can't climb that fence.
How did he avoid the cameras? I don't understand.
Thought you got no powers.
No, I mean.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yes, but I'm not racing him like.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
You sure it's not fucking compact?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm really curious to see how he handles the whole
I
thing with
know.
Ryan. Damn.
Man, Almond Joy paid for this, huh?
Is that an almond joy?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes almond joy.
I like Almond Joy.
Hell yeah.
I walk around the 7 Tower, just wondering if Homelander is waiting around every corner to kill me.
He is.
Likely.
It's like a haunted house.
Probably.
It's like living with a loaded gun in my face.
Do you feel that way now?
Why? He wouldn't protect you. No! This is not what I wanted to see.
Strong sexual content.
Woo!
Like my last boyfriend was obsessed with Ed Sheeran.
Problem.
So he asked me to get one of these with him.
Wowie.
2 weeks later, he broke up with me.
Wow. What is this thing we're cutting to? What are we cutting to exactly?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure what this wraparound is yet.
I know you hate kids and all, but I think that he's pretty.
No, I don't hate kids.
But soup kids.
I'm a very good role model, am I?
Oh, I like seeing a softer spot to him.
Take the 7, for example. We've got A-Train. He's a black man. We got Black Noir. He, but he doesn't identify with
Really?
He's gonna expose her.
He's gay.
Oh, what a dick.
Oh, how dare you!
Oh, is it so hard to believe that I want you two to be happy?
Yeah,
it's very
100%. I don't trust it.
It was during one of those summer rains that you just knew was coming by the smell in the air. My brother Myron, he was driving.
Hey, your car was involved in a robbery tonight.
No, it wasn't. I had it. I don't know nothing about any robbery.
Confess.
Why are you doing this to me, lady? Ain't you supposed to be a hero?
I am a hero for killing a black piece of shit like you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
I wanted to go to the police.
Oh, fuck.
Nobody's seen her since 1979. I mean, she's probably dead by now.
That's her. Right there. That's him.
Oh, what? Oh, no. I thought her voice sounded familiar.
Don't read the comments, Homelander.
Who the fuck do you think you What, you think I don't see it?
This constant need to be loved by everyone is kind of pathetic, but, yay. Okay. I'm just trying to help.
Really? How? By taking what's mine?
You can't win the whole country anymore. No one can. You don't need 50 million people to love you. You need 5 million people fucking pissed.
You're going to find a way to get rid of him. I know it. It won't be in an obvious way, and it won't be right away, but you will.
Oh, Becca, no.
Billy, I know you.
Oh shit.
I believe her, man.
Yeah. I definitely believe her.
He's $1 billion.
Yep, there you go.
Of foreign property.
Oh.
They are not gonna let him go.
And then Vought raises him without a mother, right? Then we have Homelander all over again, and there's 2 fucking assholes in this world.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Start a new family.
I have a son!
He's a fucking suit freak.
Bitches, bad sense of you need.
Bex, I'm not living without you.
You have to go, please.
Oh.
Every guard in this goddamn place is gonna be here in 60 seconds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I totally get where she's coming from, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I
don't
really
blame
do.
her.
Yeah.
I'm a feminist.
No.
But I'm also very sexual.
What is this?
And I don't see that as contradictory.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. It was really great meeting you. Really great.
She was like hands down the winner. It
Yeah,
was
sure.
not even a contest.
It's Cassandra. It's about rehabilitating your image and getting you back in the 7. That is what you want, isn't
Oh,
it?
Jesus Christ.
There you are.
He's gonna kill her.
Yeah, is it him? Or her?
Him.
Or his
her.
doppelganger identify as?
Whatever he identifies, she identifies with. I don't judge.
I don't need anyone. But myself.
Yep.
Oh my word.
A hug.
See how hot you are?
Wait. What? No, this is not happening.
Please go there.
America's ass.
Please do
America's
it.
ass.
I want this to happen.
Oh.
Do it.
Come on.
Go there.
I want to suck your cock so fucking hard. So good.
Oh, he's into it.
You're gonna look in your own eyes when you come.
Wow.
It's your strength.
He's still gonna go.
Yeah.
Nah, go through with it. Uh-oh. Never mind. Yeah. You just pull that head off, huh?
Yep.
I don't need you.
Oh.
Strange.
Oh my
Ooh.
snapped. Oh my
There's an ending.
Push him over the edge.
Okay. That was an episode for sure. It was pretty moody. Really heavy on the feeling like a drama. There's some violent moments and stuff. It took its time, like a pretty good amount, which is not something I usually associate or where my mind goes with this series. I thought it was really interesting how a lot of the relationships that seem to have started off like, oh, we're going in a positive direction, ended in a negative, and a lot of things that started off kind of negative ended up a little bit positive. All that stuff with Frenchie and Kimiko. I really like that button on the end because, you know, Kimiko wants to get away from him. She slaps him when he tries to kiss her. But then at the rally, he stops her. And I thought she would have gotten killed if she even tried something. Yeah. I thought she was going to freeze up, get into such a shell shock mode. But then him preventing her from causing an attack or something, saving her life, I thought was a really sweet moment. Do you guys root for them? I love how I'm leading with Kimiko and Frenchie here. All the things in the episode to talk about. Like, let's start with this one. Yeah.
I don't really root for, honestly, any of the relationships. I just don't feel a connection to any of them. So this episode was a little meh for me. I don't buy a lot of them.
Fair.
But if there was one to care about, it would be that one, I guess. The other ones, I'm just like, whatever.
The romantic department doesn't really hit.
Yeah.
But I really did love how they handled particularly everything with Butcher and Becca. In a world that is this fictional, that is the most realistic handling I think you could have done with what's going on between them, because that's been a question on all of our minds. What would Butcher do with this boy? Like, how could he possibly father this kid? They make love with each other, and that's like another example of a relationship that seems like it's going in a positive, but no, it's actually going to end up in a really negative spot for them both.
I mean, he also didn't hide his disdain. Every time the boy was mentioned, he was almost vomited.
Great performances from both of them, because there was so much going on behind their eyes and facial expressions. That was the main thing to cue you in on. There's something they're not saying to each other right now. There's something pretty dark happening here, and none of that. They're just not having a conversation about it right here
because they just probably don't want to yet. Yeah. You know, they want to live in that little Shangri-La as long as possible.
What'd you just say? Shangri-La?
Shangri-La.
God, the vocabulary.
That's
what that word means.
You know, yes, I know what it means. He's got a book on his desk, Word of the Day. I think that's it for today.
A great magician never shares his secrets.
Except leaves it out in the
open.
Put them on his desk for people to see if they want to.
With a highlighter, I don't understand.
In my bookmarked secrets.
You know, as much as whenever Huey especially is giving Butcher crap, I mean, this is Olivia and I, we're always like, Team Butcher all the way. On that particular argument that they were having on that debate, it's not that I really side with Becca, but I 100% get where she's coming from, to the point where I'm like, yeah, I think the decision for right now in this very moment, this is the decision that you have to go with.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a complicated situation that they have on their hands right now. It's like, of course he wants to be with her, but I can't imagine a world where a character like Butcher would possibly accept this child.
He wouldn't, and she knew it, and that's why she said it.
Beyond it being just Homelander's kid, a soup kid on top of that. Like, oh man, that's just such a disdainful situation for him to be in, like from his perspective. That's tough. But Black Noir will hunt him down, and that'll be grand.
Black Noir is I love that they have taken time within this series to have a character who is all physical comedy.
Yeah.
Who is just every time you check in with him.
Which makes me suspicious, to be honest with you. I'm almost wondering there's something deeper there. No one knows anything about him.
He's the one on the team who shuts up and gets the job done.
He's hilarious, but that makes me feel like maybe he's got like a dark past or some shit.
Well, there was this like really awkward tension with whoever that, not tech lady, surveillance lady is. Yeah. There was this kind of ominous mood he was providing, and he's the only one who's going, I want to find Butcher specifically, you know? There is something up with him there that they are definitely building.
Homelander hasn't asked him to. He's just doing this on his own. So why is he going after Butcher on his own?
Yeah, exactly. Good call here.
Intrigue, suspicions.
Let's talk about A-Train then. I remember when the last trailer I saw, there was a split second. They didn't even have like dialogue there. It was just a frame. I saw A-Train talking with Huey and Starlight, and I was like, oh shit, is A-Train gonna like team up with Huey and Starlight? And now after this episode, I'm pretty sure it's headed down that path. He's gonna team up with them or help them out in some way, some part of element of getting revenge. I feel like the way this trajectory is going, all of the 7, excluding maybe Stormfront now, are all gonna turn on Homelander in some way.
But
got to.
What does that mean for Homelander? What the fuck does he care? You know?
I mean, he could have just lasered them all in half.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
he's like, don't fucking care. Like, I'll replace you. So I feel like, yes, they'll turn on him, but I feel like he also won't give a fuck.
I mean, he's scary. He's such like...
He's so ominous. Like, just the emotions on his face when you can tell he's getting angrier and angry, and you're like, this is terrifying to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I really love the way they handled that last scene, though. It had me going of, oh, he's gonna do it with himself, isn't he? Because he has this like little smile on his face, but that's another
flirting with it.
Yeah. I mean, there's that's the great nuance of his character, the writing and the performer. You say the slightest wrong thing because he was into it at first.
And then the second he mentioned you're a hero to everyone, he was like,
yeah. Oh no, hell no, not having this. Like, I love how Elizabeth Shue came back for out of all the. We got a cameo of mine for you. I hope you like it. Here you go, right here.
You want to be a fetish for a day?
Yeah, that's great. Oh
I wonder how much
man.
money she got paid for that.
And doppelgangers, obviously, this is a situation where this is against his own
Dead?
will, I imagine.
Oh.
I mean, no, he's obviously dead now. I'm saying that I don't.
He seems like a prisoner in this cabin. He's supposed to wait for Homelander all the time.
I want to see how that started. I want to see how that conversation first arose. I need you to do something for me or I'll murder you. Can you shove milk down my throat with your fingers? Call me the boy.
He would have to be on some kind of, like imprisonment lockdown because imagine if this guy blabbed any of this stuff about Homelander. It'd be the most embarrassing, like, scandal.
It's interesting the relevance that season 1 had, and then kind of the ironic side of how they started working on season 2 way before 2020. And with all the movements that have been happening in 2020, and then to have your season of The Boys really explore the elements of racism in the world, making this season more relevant to the time it's coming out than even season 1, because like season 1 seemed to really deal with like a lot of different themes. I guess I wasn't expecting this particular one to go into that, and they even have like what was the hashtag that they had here?
Heroes so white.
Heroes so white.
Yeah.
Heroes so white.
And here's Vought just about to fire their one black
They
hero.
just fired
They just fired him in Homelander's, but when he's on television after he fired A-Train, is saying we have A-Train. He's black, black noir. He doesn't identify as anything, you know.
So that's covered.
And then he outs Maeve right there.
That is shitty.
We all know he's not okay with that.
Of course not. Of course not.
I'm like, he's gonna kill her, like 100%. And Maeve, we fucking told you.
Yeah, why would you have a phone call with her?
Why would you go back to her? You just endangered her. It's all on you.
I could understand more of Maeve trying to have this love, because this is already such a conflicting thing for her. She's in the closet about it. Honestly, it was really that freaking phone call in the last episode where I was like, why would you have this call in the room where Homelander could just show up at any minute and has like super hearing and stuff? And he even says here in this episode, he says that it was because of that phone call that he started to dig. And it's like, come on, Maeve, you're smarter than that. Really, the thing that gets me the most on edge about what is possibly stupid decision making, or actually kind of is Starlight and Huey. For a show that is very self-aware of what it is, there's this side to this Starlight and Huey that I have such a hard time believing, is that Starlight, I feel like, is very recognizable. She doesn't do anything that different.
Yeah, so her hair is down and she's in civilian clothes.
But her face is very recognizable. Huey, was it Huey's face on television for being a fugitive? Yeah.
All of their faces.
And there's just something about, I know we need to, whatever they want to do with developing romantic entanglement with them and all that.
But it takes me out of it.
It does take me out of it, and there's this big logical gap hole that I'm like, all right, I'm glad Mother's Milk is at least saying it's dangerous for her to even be here right now. It's just when they're like out in public, they're amongst crowds, and they're just chatting with each other,
kissing each other.
this is not smart. This is not smart, and I feel like one of you
should know that.
One of you is supposed how's this? I thought this situation is terrifying for you, and after like especially Homelander threatening Starlight, like about to annihilate her in Vought building.
She goes right to him.
To me, that does actually that is something with this show that they've been doing. That does pull me out.
I feel like they could, just work harder at making it a clandestine thing for them and make it so that it's a lot harder for them.
Clandestine.
That's right, yeah.
That was the word of the day.
That was yesterday's word.
Yesterday. Yeah. He's learning. He's learning.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Check out my vocab, guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow's word. Don't ask me what any of these mean, though. I just know how to say them.
He Googled it and had it say it for him.
Yeah, I told Siri to say it better.
He just waits for his moment in this conversation to insert that word. Like,
plethora.
This is it. This is my word. This is my
extemporaneous.
This is it. This is my time.
But yeah, like I think comparatively to you guys' experience, I do find the romantic storylines not great but charming enough. Like at least when there are cute moments between. Sure, why not?
Sorry.
This is a longing feeling you're projecting onto the show,
Every
John.
single love story, I just see myself in every male
That could be me one day.
I could have been Frenchie, I could have been Huey, I could have been Billy, I could have been anyone. No, but I do, that is one aspect of this that does feel like something that I hope they hone in and tighten up on if that is to continue into like a season 3. I think one thing that's good about the way they approach their sensibility on this show is for the most part they don't seem to mince words or waste time. Like Compound V, like we said last time, could have been a whole season arc trying to get that to the people. We just do it in this episode. I'm a little worried about that back and forth waffling of like, we can do this, no we can't, well we can do this, because I thought the whole thing about we can't afford to feel too good for too long or forget about this, I thought that little nugget of debate was good, but yeah, it is sort of a thing where I'm sitting here going, you guys are getting super lucky every time you meet up, because there are at least 5 of the 7 nearby.
Her ending things was actually the most realistic, where she said, we can't do this again, goodbye Healy, because of what she went through with Homelander. I'm like, that was the most realistic portion.
See, I don't even buy Homelander not believing her.
Well, she didn't lie. Huey did break her heart.
That's true.
So she technically didn't lie. She wasn't lying.
Yeah, it was a crafty evasion.
I'll fine. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys have that
objective.
I'll let you guys have that. Okay, Stormfront right here. Yeah.
I hate her so much.
She is an awful, awful human being. I never know who to be more scared of. It's this weird thing with the show now where I'm like, as much as Stormfront at that one moment had that point where she was, all right, I clearly see I've upset you, Homelander. I still don't get the sense that she's scared of him.
She's just smart.
Yeah.
She's way smarter than him.
She's really smart. And then after some comments and some other information that's been out there, and then from what the show is giving you, let's face it, for a show from these filmmakers. I think in the comics, I think Stormfront is just a straight up Nazi, is what a few people have told me at this point.
We haven't read the comics, and we don't know what Stormfront means, okay? We're not on the web 24/7.
We don't read alt-right, okay? I never read Stormfront or Breitbart or any of that shit.
So, like, with Watchmen dealing with a lot of these kind of things, with the alt-right, racism, and then now to see The Boys is also having its kind of commentary on it as well. That's just the show, what it's doing, all right? You get mad at us for bringing it up, you should be mad at the show.
That's right. Keep your politics out of my satirical superhero.
Which is clearly commenting on the politics, so yeah.
Well, and I thought I really liked what the road trip amounted to when they went and spoke to that woman about her experience with Liberty and the sort of
It was a
touch
nice reveal, dude.
Yeah, and that touch point they both have of like, my dad, just one lone black man trying to go up against Vought. They crushed him. Me, like just a lone black girl going up against one of these beloved people. Like, it's a small nugget of the episode, but that is a situation that is incredibly, I would imagine, relevant to a lot of people, and that's baked into so many of the horrific parts of our society. And so yeah, to touch on that felt wholly appropriate here, and I liked that whole scene just between those two actors.
I did really like this episode, I did. I wasn't necessarily in love with it, but I did like it a lot. I appreciate what they're doing. What they did with Mother's Milk Care, like he had that great monologue about his dad, and then they do, you know, he does allude that, or doesn't allude, but he explains that his dad died 16 years ago. And then you get the explanation of that later on. And I thought in terms of character, because honestly what I usually associate with Mother's Milk is he just misses his wife. Like that's usually the character. He misses his wife and butchers on his nerves. He's just trying to keep everything in control.
He's the level-headed one in the group.
Yeah. To get this with him, I thought this was, like, for that actor, I imagine this was a really rewarding episode for him. He got some of his best scenes he's ever had to give here, and some great monologue moments as well.
I think I would fall on a similar wavelength to you guys, where I think this one brought me maybe a few more things that I would get distracted by or whatever, because there's also the thing with Butcher. They just completely skip all the parts where he has to sneak past all these cameras and his guard. Like, that kind of took me out, and I did think that there was, you know, usually this show seems pretty well paced out, and I thought there were a lot of great moments and great scenes, but this had a wraparound that I thought was cute, but it seemed like the scenes were almost disproportionately laid together, where some were really long and involved, and others were a lot smaller and anecdotal. This one had a lot of really great moments that I appreciated a lot, and I thought it had a really nice theme that it did with every character.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it did leave me nitpicking a few things.
Well, this one seemed to explore, I mean, while of course delving more into like the racist side of things, but it also seemed to deal a little bit more with romantic entanglements, sexual encounters, which in some ways made this episode, out of every episode of The Boys ever, including season 1, feel the most like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Which was a very different
Everyone
mood.
had sex. As long as everyone takes a break to go to bed.
And then they even, and last thing, the thing with the deep, too. I almost forgot about that.
Going full on Scientology.
But see, that was kind of just thrown in there, too. I like us not knowing what the interviews were for, but we just get that little bit at the end, you know?
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a very short, here you go, snippet of the deep.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, I like the idea of exploring that level of manipulation. You know, like, oh, he found a woman who managed of creating this image for him. Oh, he found a woman, got married. And look at him; he's really changed his life around. He respects women now. You know, when clearly the show lets you know, like, the one he was gravitating towards was the one he just wanted to bang, you know? And that was it. Yeah, he hasn't changed at all.
Yeah. And that's, it's like, I thought that was, I liked that. It was cute because of the way they put it into the episode. It felt like it could have used some finesse to make it feel like it belonged here, other than it just happens to relate to relationships. But yeah, continuing on his storyline, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, you know, it's strange. I was excited for it to go weekly, but I am wondering how that affects the overall viewing experience of a show that is not designed to be weekly. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Canceled next year.
Yeah.
We never got our Jensen Ackles.
People were like really upset. Like they were pissed. Because I think a lot of people weren't given a proper heads up about it. We didn't know until the day before filming.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
And I mean, you know, we live in a time where unless you're HBO, people kind of assume that you're going to put everything out of one piece.
And then for it's season 1 to come out as a binge. It's a thing where I'm like, guys, let's not get so pissed off at the show. At the same time, I get it. I really do get it, you know?
Both, and I'm waiting to see if this was truly a good decision or not.
Yeah.
It could just be that this is the mid-season episode, you know, because we are halfway through now.
Yeah, it's true. All right, guys, well, overall, that's our thoughts on this episode. What did you guys think? Leave your thoughts down below. This is the most YouTuber-y voice I could ever do for an outro. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Check us out on Patreon. Last but not least, Michael B over at Omni Media. This is gonna be the easiest shout out I've ever had to do in the world. Why? Because if you're enjoying The Boys, if you like watching TV show reactions on YouTube as well, he is also covering The Boys on YouTube, and he covers plenty of other television shows as well. On top of all that, he's just a really humble, sweet human being who one day, Michael B, we will go on a double date with you, and John will fifth wheel that shit. It'll be awkward as hell. Wishing he was a Huey. His mother's milking the car. He's chaperoning us along.
You guys are not singing Billy Joel on my watch.
So, yeah, buddy, thank you so much for being here for so long. Keep kicking ass on your channel. Go check out his reactions because I think you guys would really love it. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Michael B.